Welcome to the Commander Jason Top 10 series. In each episode, I'll rank a subset of Magic cards, and I'll discuss why I gave them the rank that I did. In this episode, I'll rank my top 10 mass removal cards for Commander. Remember, I play for fun, so these will not necessarily be the most powerful cards. For example, I will not include land destruction, game resets, or spells that target only one person. I don't find these types of cards very fun. I'll start by looking at what I consider to be the gold standards of mass creature removal. Wrath of God and Damnation will be the benchmarks that I use to judge the other cards by. Therefore, they won't make it onto this list. Let's start the countdown. At number 10, discount spells. These three spells are mana intensive, but they have conditions that will make them cheaper, all of them being very easy to meet in Commander. Vanquish the Horde costs 8, but is 1 cheaper for each creature on the battlefield. This is only 2 creatures per person in a 4-player game to change the cost to be white. Blasphemous Act costs 9, but is 1 cheaper for each creature on the battlefield, eventually only costing red. It deals 13 damage to each creature, usually a board wipe. Hour of Revelation costs 6, but only costs white if there are 10 or more non-land permanents on the battlefield, which is most of the time. It blows up all non-land permanents when it resolves. At number 9, Evacuation. For 5, at instant speed, you bounce all creatures. This is great to defend against a big attack. It's also good at end of turn if you have creatures with haste or vehicles. It's mainly on the list because blue needed representation. At number 8, Fracturing Gust. This card can be hard to cast, costing 5 mana with 3 of it being colored. For this cost, it only destroys artifacts and enchantments. However, it is an instant, and gaining 2 life for each one destroyed can be a game changer. At number 7, a 3-way tie between Fel the Mighty, Mandate of Abaddon, and Chandra's Ignition. All 3 of these spells allow you to be very precise as to which creatures you kill. There will be times that a plain old Wrath of God would be better, but there will also be times where these can be one-sided blowouts. At number 6, Phyrexian Scriptures. It may seem a little strange that I have a saga on the list, but a little foretelling is not the only one. For the same cost as Damnation, Phyrexian Scriptures comes into play, turning one of your creatures into an artifact creature. Next turn, it destroys all non-artifact creatures. While it does give everyone warning of what's coming, it can be brutal in an artifact creature deck. At number 5, a tie between Damning Verdict and Winds of Wrath. These 2 spells are likely to be run in decks that make them one-sided. Damning Verdict fits great in a Proliferate deck, while Winds of Wrath is an ideal selection for an R deck. At number 4, Vault 75, Middle School. This is the other saga on my list. It's a new card for me, but I've already fallen in love with it. For the cost of Wrath of God, it exiles all big creatures when it comes into play, perfect for small creature decks. Then, on the next 2 rounds, it makes all of your creatures permanently bigger. At number 3, Expel the Interlopers. Talk about versatility. You can make this a one-sided board wipe, or you can just blow up everything. At number 2, Kindred Dominance. As you can probably tell from my choices, I like one-sided board wipes. This is the ultimate for a travel deck, and of course it costs 7. And now, at the top of my list, coming in at number 1, Farewell. The thing I love the most in a card is choices. This card gives you all of the choices, and it exiles. I love to exile stuff. Well, that wraps up my top 10 mass removal spells, but as usual, I have some honorable mentions. Dust destroys big creatures, then can be cast from the graveyard, returning small creatures to your hand. Split Up allows you to set up, the perfect time to cause the most pain to your opponents and the least to yourself. It might have made the list if this setup took a little less work. Harsh Mercy is kind of like a small Kindred Dominance, but can backfire on you, especially if there are other tribal decks at the table. I hope you enjoyed this video of my favorite mass removal spells. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. Also, if I missed any of your favorites or you disagree with my rankings, please let me know in the comments. If you feel like you learned anything from this video, or if you just enjoyed it, please help me out by hitting the like button and subscribing. Thank you.